Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order this Tuesday study session of the Pierce County Council. It is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. The time is 12:02 p.m. All members are present except for Councilmember Morrell, who is excused. Item number 2 is review of today's council meeting agenda. And we will stall.
Stall.
Do you want my copy, Ms. Long?
Sure. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I was looking at it and. All right. This should be quick, but thank you.
Ms. Long.
All right, thank you very much. So this is this afternoon's regular council meeting. It is the amended agenda is before you. We did review the consent agenda yesterday during study session and we have no changes. So unless you have questions on what is currently on there, I will move ahead. Under section 7, you do have 2 proclamations this afternoon. The first is proclaiming September 11th as National Day of Service and Remembrance in Pierce County, Washington, and this was requested by Councilmember Herrera. The other is proclaiming September 25th, 2024 as Fall Prevention Awareness Day in Pierce County, and that was requested by Council Members Campbell and Denson. So have you decided who would be reading that?
Read the
today?
last one, so you can read this one, Councilmember Campbell,
All right.
if you want.
Okay.
Looks like Vice Chair Campbell will be taking it.
We'll have that ready for you. Thank you. There are no resolutions on your agenda this afternoon, so we'll move right to section 9, ordinances. The first one is 2024-543 S3, and this is the summer supplemental ordinance coming to you on reconsideration and a motion to continue from last week's meeting. This did receive a due pass as substituted recommendation in committee of the whole on August 21st. And the other ordinance on today's agenda is vacating a portion of Benston Grant County Road. And this received a due pass recommendation at EIDC on August 27th. And those are your agenda items for today. I will note the one amendment to the summer supplemental was reviewed yesterday. And that's all I'm aware of at this time.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Ms. Long about the agenda today? Vice Chair Campbell.
And I noticed it wasn't in the packet, but, and you touched on it there, I was going to remind everyone that I do have the accountability to taxpayers amendment coming forward that I'll be bringing as amendment 1.
Thank you. Any questions about that amendment or about the agenda? Councilmember Cruver.
Thank you, Chair. I meant to try to look it up sooner, but on the motion to reconsider, is there a date certain on that? It used to be in some rules where the motion to reconsider had to be at the same time, or if it is moved. What are the rules on that in that was properly done?
Right. So under Roberts, it's usually the same day. Our rules, our practice is the next regular meeting. And so it was done at the next regular meeting after the initial passage.
The
Which was
motion
last
was,
week.
but I thought that it had to be reconsidered at that meeting.
The motion to reconsider has to be done at that meeting. And once the reconsideration motion is approved, adopted, the proposal is before you on the table in the same form as it was just prior to the final vote. And so you are able to take any action. You can act then, or you can continue and act at a future date.
This seems odd. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any other questions about today's meeting agenda? I don't see any. We're at item number 3, external boards and commissions. Mr. Taylor, to begin the discussion as always, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'll try to be quick today. So Puget Sound Regional Council will be the body that I focus on. The Transportation Policy Board, the PSRC, does meet this week, Thursday, September the 12th at the regular time, 9:30. The focus of the Policy Board meeting this week, well, primary focus is the update to the regional transportation plan. So that is the plan that covers the time period 2026 through 2050. That's periodically updated every roughly 3 to 5 years by the PSRC. So they have, that is a major update. So discussion items at the Transportation Policy Board this week will focus on that plan update, including development of the scope of that plan, expectations of PSRC board members regarding what that plan update will accomplish. They're referring to it as level setting on the agenda, but that's really a discussion about expectations, hopes and desires relative to that plan update. And then there'll also be a discussion of financial strategies to support the regional transportation plan. That's always the major area of focus with the regional plan, is how do you fund the $1 billion+ of improvements that are necessary in the region to implement the plan. So that's the focus at PSRC Transportation Policy Board this week, and I have no other items to update you on.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Any questions about Mr. Taylor's report? I don't see any. Do any other members have other external boards and commission updates? Not seeing any. And under Chair's topics, I don't have anything to add other than please look out for an email from me by the end of the day tomorrow to start our Chief Legal Counsel's annual performance evaluation. So please be on lookout for that and help us accomplish that in a timely manner. Item number 5 is other business. We'll begin with our Communications Manager and Public Information Officer updates as usual. Good afternoon, Mr. Dominic.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the council. Just a few quick updates for you today. There are 2 proclamations in the Tuesday study session packet. It is South Hill Little League World Series recognition. Our South Hill Little League team made it to the World Series. They did not win, but still a great achievement that we would like to recognize. Councilmember Herrera has brought that forward. So please take a look at that. If you have any edits or suggestions, please let me know, or Councilmember Herrera. And then the next one is Service Dog Awareness Month. We did do a service animal proclamation called the Proclamation a few months back. The reason this one's coming forward is this was requested from a constituent in District 1. So we are going to help celebrate them getting a service dog for their child. So that's why we brought this one forward, just for context. And then for communications activities, we talked about a banner and table skirt with the county logo like several months ago. Those are in now. So we have the table skirt in hand in this office. I still need to go pick up the banner. So I'm gonna go pick that up this week, but that is there. It's available if you'd like to use it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to touch on, so Jair, our communications coordinator, has been out for several weeks. I know everyone's aware of that. He was working on some projects for some council members. I will be redistributing some of that work. So those projects can get worked on, but I do appreciate your patience as some of those things may get delayed. I don't have a return to work date for Jair yet, but he is doing well.
Very good. Thank you for those updates, and glad we get to celebrate the, especially the Little League World Series. That sounds fun. Yep. Any other questions for Mr. Dominic? I don't see any. Thank you.
Thank you.
Celebrating the little things with the table skirt. Any other business for council and study session? Councilor Morel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do want to make the council aware that I am working on a amendment for the supplemental for this afternoon. And I'm sorry about the late notice on it. But we'll see if we can get something to work today. So you will get it as quick as I get it. So thank you. And as far as the South Hill Little League goes, Paul, you providing T-shirts for us?
Didn't know, but maybe we'll look into that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any other business? Is that, I just want to make sure that person's not trying to get in here. Thank. Okay, any other business by members? Not seeing any. Ms. Long, any other business for council before we get into an executive session?
No, not today. Thank you.
Ms. Long, just state the purpose of the executive session, please.
Yes, thank you. So this is an executive session authorized by RCW 4230-110-1I. The purpose is to discuss with legal counsel matters of pending or potential litigation or the legal risks of a proposed action when public knowledge of such of the discussion of the litigation or the legal risks is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the county. And before we go into executive session, Mr. Chair, if you'd state the time at which we will return, the estimate is about 20 minutes.
Sounds good. So let's give it 30 just because it's clunky to come in and out. And if we're done early, then we'll adjourn. But so let's just say 30. So we will be back at 12:45 with the anticipated purpose to adjourn. And not anticipating any other business by the council at that time. So we'll be in recess for the purposes of an executive session until 12:45. We're in recess. The time is 12:48. The council is back from its executive session, but does need more time in executive session. So we anticipate being back at 1 p.m. Again, not anticipating any decisions, and the anticipation at 1 p.m. will be for adjournment. We'll be in executive session till 1 p.m. The time is 1 p.m. The council is back from its executive session. There being no further business before the Pierce County Council in this Tuesday study session, we are adjourned.